is the Certified Noonas, and this is a very special episode to just go over a very small little part of some fun that we've recently been having on Twitter, which was our March Madness casting bracket. We set up 4 categories, and each picked 4 entries for our favorite male leads, second male leads, female leads, and best friend / comic relief character, side character. And then we had everyone vote on them in a bracket, randomized bracket style, and we have finally come to the main 4 winners for each category.
It's been a long run.
Next time, maybe we'll just do, like, male lead, female lead, and then we'll just take the top 2, and we'll make the other ones the second, have a little less,
This is our first year. Next year will be better.
There's always a learning curve in these things.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Also, if we had started earlier, but like Natalia was on vacation.
I was out of the province. I couldn't make the beautiful brackets. Though I feel like we could have probably just I could have not spent so much time making the brackets so beautiful. But I like to make things beautiful for all y'all.
When we got started, we each, as you may have guessed, we each picked 4 for each category. 4 male leads, 4 female leads. We've set it up like that. Only one of my puppies made it to the end. I nominated the second lead syndrome, my Hanwoo-tak from While You Were Sleeping. Who else? I mean, obviously, other people had people go, ponies.
Not a single one of mine won. I am the loser of this group.
I think all 3 of the others were mine.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So the ones
that win the prize.
So, okay, in my defense, I was the last person to pick, and there was slim pickings.
Hey, we didn't force you to be the last one.
I know. This is all my fault. However, in my actual bracket, I did really well. I managed to pick 3 of the 4 winners, and the 4th one, I have my reasons for why I didn't pick the obvious winner. But, yeah, I didn't pick really good characters.
I picked one winner. The one that I nominated is not one that I actually had in the end, like, on my bracket, but,
Oh, I didn't nominate anyone from my brackets. I was like, no, my brackets suck. I'm nominating who I think will actually win, not who I had to submit. You
nominate people you think could win or that you want to have, but then they go up and I picked people and I was like, oh, see, now I just can't,
It really was the randomizing of, like, who they were pitted against. You're like, well, if it was in another round.
I love Doko-jin so much, but he was put up against Hanwoo-tak in the first round. And I was like, well, it's been a nice run, Doko-jin.
No, he was put up against Healer. No.
Oh, yeah. That's right. He was put up, Sorry.
You were in totally different categories.
I was in different categories there. I knew he was put up against the one who won, like, the whole thing. And I was like, well, I know that there's really not that many Doko-jin fans out there with me voting on this, so... Well, it's been a good one day, friends. But so how did everyone do, like, in their picks? How did the ones that you actually picked for your brackets?
The only one that I got right was female lead. I picked Kim Miso going to the final. I picked her. Nothing else. Everything else. Most, like, my male leads, the 2 I had in the final, they were both knocked out in the first round. So, like I had nothing.
So how did you pick your bracket? Were you picking to win or were you picking with your heart?
With my heart.
See, that's different.
I went with what I liked.
Yeah.
That's what
I went with.
No, I picked with my brain. With my head heart.
There was no money involved, so I was like, I'll just pick with my heart, and then I'll just keep on trying. There are a couple of categories where I had not seen either of the 2. So then it was like,
who's the cutest one?
Who should I pick? Or like maybe I know not know the character, but I know the actor. But
yeah.
If all else fails, like, which one looks cutest in the picture?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny because, I'm not, naming names or anything, but a lot of people got very upset about our picks But I'm like, it's our personal, for fun picks. And the hope was that maybe if you hadn't seen them, you would think, oh, this person that I listen to likes them. Maybe I should check out that drama that they're in. And I might.
Why did they pick it as a second?
Yes, why would they go with this instead of the one I like better?
Or that, a runaway vote where, 90% of the people voted for this character and you think, maybe I should check that drama out. Because clearly other people see something in that.
I mean, I think it was just interesting because we all, picked random shows, too. So, and we all watch different things. So, I didn't know a lot of the people on the bracket, I'm on this podcast, so.
Yeah, there were tons of people I didn't know.
I was like, oh, okay, cool, maybe I should, watch this. And then especially seeing the results happen on Twitter, you were like, oh, Twitter is going completely different direction than I thought.
Yeah.
So maybe I should be watching this drama because they're consistently becoming the winners.
The second lead from my idea is Gangnam Beauty. I had no idea he was going to go as far as he went.
I thought he was going to get knocked out right away. Yeah. I was like, he went all the way?
All the way?
All the way? Wow. Impressive. Because I liked him well enough, but I didn't think he made that big of an impression, as compared to some of the other. But, there's always these fun things that happen on these.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, there was only a few that I hadn't seen, but, I am not really a good metric to base average drama watching on because I have no life and spend a lot of time sick in bed, so I watch way too many dramas. But yeah, I think we had, a solid selection of...
I thought it was varied. It was varied.
With so many ties.
That's
so many
really
ties.
what I was not expecting, especially with the, number you would see of votes. I could understand if it was a smaller number, but they were random ties, and you're like, but I don't understand how this is a tie right now.
Yeah.
And then we go into tiebreakers, and then it would continue to be a tie. And you're like, come on, just someone switch.
Someone vote elsewhere, please.
And it would be different numbers. I always tried to when we put the tiebreaker up, I made it the initial ones would be 24-hour polls, and then I would do 18 hours or 12 hours for the second, because I figure it gives fewer people, or it gives you a different group of people.
Yeah, a different time period.
And you would still get ties. Oh, that Kim Bok-joo tie. That just went on forever.
And now we have to do it again.
Geez, people have very indecisive opinions about Coffee Prince and Weightlifting Fairy here. Half and half. People just love. And then sometimes it's you saw the matchup and you're like, okay, well, I know how this is going to end. So, well, it's been a nice run, person, number one person, because you ain't going anywhere. Usually it was my character pitted against the favorite character. Actually, it happened twice to me, because in the male lead, my Daniel Pitt, which was one of my characters, was put up against Hen Woo-tak from the first one, and I was like, well, it's been a nice run, sir, but no way are you winning this. But yeah, I did pretty well on my picks. I got 3 of 4, and the one that I didn't get, which was male lead, I did have the guy who won, I did have the final 2 correct in my brackets, but I just like Ed Menhiek better as a character. I know this will get me some hate from the Healer crew. I love Healer. It's a great show. But if we're talking about who's a better male lead, it's Ed Menhiek every day. That's all I'm saying.
So I felt the same way.
All I'm saying, though, is dollhouse desk in the corner of my office.
Okay, yeah.
Putting that out there.
No noble idiocy.
So there's some people who are not such big fans of a man who does not let his woman,
And he tries to be a good dad at the end to his clearly violent daughters. He likes to have some fun. He's not serious, but he can be. And he was willing to die the hell out of himself for her, when he could have easily just been like, well, I love you, but self-preservation. He was like, nah, you die, I die with you. We die together. Ride or die, woman. And you gotta really appreciate that about a dude.
That is true. I feel like Healer had some of that in him as well. So, to be honest, I don't really like either of them. So I was like, throw a dart.
Had a real damsel in distress fetish. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, where he was always saving her. Always. Even when she could have probably saved herself, he was like, nah, time to swoop in. Whereas this dude was like, I'm in love with a strong, independent female woman. She can save herself, so I'm gonna just let her carry me bodyguard style, and just enjoy life. I appreciate the levity of Edmund Yuck's character. What about you, Sky? I know you had the same conflict as I did re the final matchup.
I mean, I think I submitted both of them too. I think. For me it was who would make. I think it's because Edmund Hyuk, he's more well adjusted to those around him. He liked people in general better, and he has way more levity to him. I mean, I love Healer to pieces. But he doesn't really like people.
That's true.
Rightfully so. He's been through a lot of crud, but he pretty much only trusts her, and that's fine. But as far as long term,
it's a bit of a toxic pressure, to be honest. It's a bit of an unhealthy relationship that he just only is friends with her and the old lady.
Right, and so
he has two friends. That's not great. Whereas Edmund Yuck is just a friendly dude. He likes everyone but his family, and his family sucks, so that's kind of fair. But he's super great. Everyone loves him. He's a weirdo. He's fun. Okay, I'm just a big fan. I get it. Ji Chang Wook. I get it, ladies. And some fellas. I get it. But
I mean, it's not like either of them are hard on the eyes.
No.
Sure.
But I have two words that describe why I will never pick Healer. Noble idiocy. Noble idiocy.
What I thought was interesting was somebody pointed out, and I can't remember which one she was saying she couldn't vote for. I think she felt like she had to vote for Bong Soo. So she was definitely going for Healer. And that's why she couldn't vote for Miso. She couldn't vote for Secretary Kim for the lead because she's we've already seen that. And I was like, I just completely went over my head that she's the same actress. Because
or that
so
people were voting so that both of them could be in the end together again.
But what's funny is that people were voting that way, but then I've also to find out other people were voting the opposite way. I don't want them to be together in this. And it was okay.
Listen, we do not judge why people vote in the bracket. We all voted in different ways. We all had our different reasoning, and that's fun. Because
we all enjoy things differently.
At the end of the day, this is just for fun. It ain't that deep, fam. We just wanted to have a little fun with our Twitter friends.
So the Edmund Hyuk character, I thought that he had, for our story, I thought he could be kind of a lot of different things. Whereas Healer, because he didn't interact with a lot of people very well, he didn't have as much flexibility with those around him as Edmund Hyuk would kind of be able to do that.
I totally, in the best friend bracket, I totally didn't vote Jennifer, even though I liked her better. Just because I had in my head this idea. I was okay, we're going to wind up with this secretary, and then we've got a lawyer and a cop and a criminal. This story writes itself. I like it, right? So I was just sometimes voting based on what story do I want to tell.
Right. I think it was interesting on the friend one because I knew a lot of people liked Jennifer, but I didn't ever expect Jennifer to be the one to win. I knew that people loved that character, but put up against some of the other people and just as a just a best friend character in general. I just would have never expected Jennifer to like win.
The final
especially
two,
like the end. Yeah.
wouldn't have picked that. I see why they made it. I just never at the beginning would have said,
It's
that's
like not one of those things where I'm like, oh, they'll never get picked because nobody likes them, and you obviously know that people like them. It's just like, it was a surprise at the end. I was like, oh, we got to Jennifer at the end. Wow, that wasn't the path I thought.
I think Jennifer, because she cooked food for people that she loved, I think that got a lot of people. Between that and the fact that she was a very capable person, like, oh, she could totally, like, help every aspect of my life. That's a good best friend right there.
Yeah.
True.
That was definitely the way
true.
a lot of people said they were voting, was like, if you had two people that you were like, I just don't know, and they said multiple times, I saw people say, I just thought, which one would I want to date more, or which one would I want to have be my best friend more, which would be a better friend for me, which one's a better fit for me, which one, of the female leads would I want to be. And that's a great way to vote too. So it's all good.
So you were asking what type of drama we're gonna do?
Yeah, what are we thinking? Where are we?
With the lineup we have.
So we've got a secretary, a highly capable secretary.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a sort of criminal courier, jack of all trades kind of leader, parkour dude. We've got a cop, or possibly, if we're talking end of While You Were Sleeping, we've got a studying to be a lawyer, possibly, because he did.
With psychic abilities. We have to remember he has psychic abilities and is colorblind, his two defining features.
And then we've got Jennifer, this super awesome
Jane of all trades.
Okay, I've got one, and it's will be very unsurprising to all of you. So the female lead, the secretary, will remain a secretary for the second lead. However, he's not going to be the second lead anymore because him and the male lead are getting together. Hey, yo, I'm making it gay. That's where I'm going. Think of it. Lawyer, lives by the law. Rebel, outside of the law. The shit writes itself. So the secretary, it's a rom-com, okay? The secretary lives in her building where the landlady is Jennifer, who gives her advice, okay? And this rom-com is her trying to... So the bad boy will be a reformed bad boy who works as the investigator at the law firm, because I feel like that would like be a good character for the dude from Healer, like in his post-crime career. So she senses like sexual tension between the two. So her role is trying to like set them up together through, various schemes orchestrated by her brilliant mind. You'd watch it. You don't watch it. You know it. You know you would.
Kim Miso is setting them up. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
So I didn't know if we were saying Jennifer or Kim Miso.
She's the legal secretary. No, Jennifer is her landlady who gives her advice and helps her with the schemes. You see.
I see.
See, I went in a totally different way. My brain took this into it's like, yes, she's the secretary. Miso is the secretary, but she's like the super hyper capable secretary at the M5, whatever it is in Korea, 007 kind of thing. This also could be a pretty good, 007 is a pretty good career for our Park Bong-soo post criminal activity. Now he can turn these things into a life of crime fighting. And, and then you've got the cop who's maybe the straight-laced, by the book partner or whatever, right? And then you've got Jennifer's she's the Q character. She's the fixes everything, has all the potions and the here's your lipstick with the truth serum in it, and all that kind of and probably the story is that for some reason the secretary has to actually leave the office. She has to go out and do field work for the first time with these two cops that are obviously both in love with her, but one's the straight-laced and one's the fly by the seat of his pants guy.
I like it. I'd also watch that. Like, but really, what wouldn't I watch?
That's
The
true.
real
She'd watch
question.
every single one of these.
Yes. So what about you, Jessie? What's the...
I'm kind of actually leaning more towards like a rom-com office drama.
Because she's so good at rom-coms. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like we have to keep that. Like I wouldn't stray into like the slice of life. Like especially with Jennifer's character too. If we're like really trying to keep the root of their characters, I feel like that it just needs to be a rom-com. And I kind of almost want Jennifer to be like a maid or a housekeeper or like the wise neighbor of the healer guy. Like so she's with him, and I think I have seen one episode of Healer, so I have no like really reference to like the show, but I feel like his character and her character would be so great to play off of each other, especially in like separate from what's going on kind of things. And I feel like so Kim Mi-soo's in The Office, and of course there's some extra characters because we have to have the Office found family because that's my thing. She meets him, maybe I don't know how to tie it into Healer. He like comes in to do something, or like he doesn't actually work at the place that she does. They just kind of meet, and that's also kind of how she meets the second lead. Maybe he like works, like his precinct is like next door to the office that she lives in.
Well,
so it's kind of more of like a...
I'm going to help you out with Park Bong-soo, though. So he actually goes undercover as a desk-type office worker.
Oh,
he
okay.
kind of did that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like, so she maybe, like, she's the first one he, like, meets because she's the one to, like, set him up with his area in the office. And then he also, like, has, some fun antics with all the other characters in the office. Exactly. But, like, I want, like, what's his face? The Hanwoo Taek, who I also have not seen that show. So I am like only half of these shows I've seen. But I feel like him being like the kid who comes, says hi to her on his breaks, because they work next door to each other but not in the same building, or like be walking outside and like he'll see them walking, and so you have that kind of like tension like that a normal rom-com does. But I think I really want like Jennifer's character to kind of be like separate with the male lead, and like still giving like what she does in 30 but 17, where she like leads the characters on a journey with like through all of her like little idioms.
Kind of funny that you say that, because in Healer his main thing is his relationship with the hacker Ajima.
Yeah.
Right?
Who does that role?
That's the thing, and she's totally that role. So, like, as soon as you started saying that, I was like, she's writing Healer.
Pretty much. Having never seen Healer, she managed to
Undercover
write
office. Ajima, you got this.
All right, Sky. Now you. What's your drama pitch?
I'm surprisingly not rom-com this time. Though there might be some themes with that. But we are going to go action capers. Park Bong-soo is actually, we're almost the player, essentially. And so all these people have a special set of skills that can be used to fight corruption, or if bad was done, let's say against Kim Mi-soo, probably, because she's so nice, someone probably messed with her life at some point. Probably some awful backstory that she has blocked out, just like in most
There usually
films.
is.
And she can't remember any of it, but it was bad. You can just trust that it was bad. So I really think between all four of those characters, they would actually be a really good team together to fight corruption or nab a bad guy without too much help from the police. But I think that Hanwoo Taek would be the one that would kind of be the bridge for that. But he would be more involved than he probably should be with their little team. Probably kind of.
He'd be kind of the Kim Won-hae type character from the player. Like he'd be the bridge to the.
He'd be a bridge, but he would find himself becoming a part of the team in the end. Like being a part of the huge caper that he shouldn't be involved in whatsoever because of his role. But screw it, he loves her and he's going to fight for her anyway and all that stuff. And at the end of mine, she doesn't necessarily end up with anybody. It's all just this, we're kind of a little family together. We'll see if anybody ends up together. It doesn't really matter. Maybe next season that won't ever exist.
I like it.
Oh.
I'd watch it. I mean, obviously, I'd watch it. Capers are my
There'd probably be some twists that I don't know of yet. I didn't get that far in my brain. Natalia, did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. I love everything that we come up with, guys. I really think we should be writing dramas. Though I must admit, I probably wouldn't do so well as a drama writer in Korea because I make everything gay. I do very well in Thailand and Taiwan. That's where the gay content is at. And Japan, too. Japan's got some good gay content.
That's true.
I don't think I'm twisted enough for Japan, though. I'm very, very, very Taiwanese with my storytelling, as it were.
So how did we feel the bracket game went? Did we have fun?
We did.
Yeah.
I did.
I thought a lot of them were, like, surprising, the way that some of them went.
Yeah.
And now
I was surprised at, like, how many people participated, too.
It was very
So that was nice.
But now we know things to fix for next year, too.
We'll probably simplify things on some level, and we might be a bit more. We'll probably stretch the categories a little bit more than just female lead, male lead.
We'll
Like
do
we'll
it
probably
a little bit more interesting, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about like pet categories, or robots, or vacuum cleaners, or
We're themed rather than.
Vacuum.
Yeah, like best trope. So we hope that all of y'all enjoyed this little mini episode as well as enjoyed our bracket and that you'll participate next year. We're always cooking up some fun stuff to do on the old Twitter, so please follow us there for more good times with the Noonas as we talk dramas and have a great time. I don't know why I'm doing these endings. I'm clearly terrible at them. I think that's part of our charm. Anyway, we hope you have a great night. Bye.
Bye.